Now let's test out a few budget products and see if they're as good as advertised. After that, I'll give you tips on making a rain chain and mixing concrete. All right guys, today we're gonna test out this plastic welder that we grabbed off Amazon and how these work if you haven't seen them before. They take these little pieces of wire here and via resistance, they heat up and melt into it, and it actually stitches the plastic back together. I've seen them used for bumper covers, automotive parts, and today we're gonna try it on a plastic 5-gallon bucket lid and see if it works. So the first thing we do is we come in here and push this into here so we can get that nice and tight in there so we have an electrical connection because that's going to heat this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start back on the heaviest part of the plastic right here and try to sink this in while I hold it tight. So you just get in here like this, pull the trigger, and the secret is to not go too far. Okay. I'm going to let that cool for just a second so it kind of melts around the outside. You can smell that that got hot. I'm going to pull it out, let that cool. Let's do the next one on the other side. I kind of go from the outside and work myself in when you use these. It works out pretty well that way. And if you start at the heaviest part of the plastic, it gives you the best chance of holding it together. I'm going to do the other side here. Okay, that's pretty good. I can see that the plastic is welded over the top of it. Let that cool for just a second, because if you don't, you're just going to pull it right back out of it and you got a mess. So I want that to set up. That's not moving. There we go. Now let's try the thinner part of the plastic. So far this thing's pretty cool. Let's go down here and try it. Let's kind of work our way into the inside. Now this is super thin, so the chance of going through this is probably pretty good. There we go. I'm just going to let that sit like that. Yep, see, not deep enough. Let's try it again. And move over just a little bit more. Go. Let that cool. Yep, it's too thin right there. Let's try it one more spot. Let me try going at an angle here and see if I can get into this. Okay, that's stuck there. I'll try a couple more to see if we can really weld this thing back together. This is where that outside ridge really helps you lock this together here, because there's not much plastic in the middle of this. There we go. I'll try one more here and see how it goes. There we go. That's just perfect. Let that cool some more. And now I'm gonna go through here and clip off all these little pieces of wire that are sticking up. All right, let's see how this thing did. Wow. That's welded together. 5 out of 5 stars. This thing really works. Guys, today we're going to test out this Hupar 1G box laser level, and if you've never played with these, this can make your job around the house so much easier. So what we do is we have an on button here, and you can start to see kind of what this does, and so it'll really help line things up. So what you can do is there's a couple different settings here. One, this is locked in, so I can make this whatever I want it to be, but I can also set it on the little gyroscope thing inside and lock that in, and it will always find that level. So before we hook that up here and do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on this base. You can put this on a tripod. This here is a cool little bracket that's got some magnets on the back of it. So if you've got on a house, you've got some metal corner bead or something like that that's steel, this will actually stick to it. So I can actually come in here like this and do this. And the cool thing with this is when you use them, I can come in here, let that settle in. That should find automatic level. So let's test it and see. Lined up where it's not moving. That finds level perfectly. That's really cool. Now the other thing you can do is start playing with these settings on here as well. So you can put the cross lines on it. If you want to line a wall up, you're trying to do wallpaper or trying to find that laser level for putting something square in like trim, this is great. And when you're doing tile on a backsplash, you can set this up and it'll really help you find those straight lines so you can get things going. That's perfect right there for laying out a picture or any kind of a decorative wall like a beadboard or something like that. This laser level is really cool, and for 55 bucks, it's a steal. I'm gonna give this thing 5 stars. It works really good and makes that project so much easier. All right, today we're gonna test out this 5-in-1 painter's tool that I picked up at Paint Life Supply. Now the first thing I noticed with this thing is that it's very light. It's about half the weight of any other painter's tool that I have. Let's go through the features of this thing. This thing is super cool in that it's light. Two, it has a knife built into it. So I can go through, if I'm gonna go through here and take out this caulking, I can go through, cut this out, put that knife away. I do like that it locks. Then I can use the other side to scrape this out and get that all removed out of there. I can scrape. A lot of cool things this will do. And I can open up paint cans with the side of it as well. This is a nail set on this side. I can go through here, open up a paint can here. That works really well. Now the other thing is this little hoop on this side here is great for cleaning out brushes where you're trying to get all the paint out of there before you put this thing in the washer. So this is a really neat tool. The other thing I do like is it has a finger loop here, so if it's on your belt with the belt clip, you can grab it out easily and use it. This is a cool, neat little tool. You can change these blades out. It takes just any razor knife blade, and I think this is a great tool for you professional painters or you're tackling a big project. I like the way it feels in the hand. It's easy to use. 5 stars on this baby. This is worth it.